Judy Justice. Kathy Berg Jones and Brian Jones are suing their neighbor, Jason Hart, for damages to their Jeep, harassment, and filing a false restraining order.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Case 3159, Burge Jones versus Hart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've been living in your home for a long time.
Yes.
Yes.
It was your father's,
Yes, ma'am.
but you've been occupying it with your wife now for the last 11 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you own the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it left to you by your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Describe the property for me, please. Is this a picture of the property?
Yes.
Okay, so it
Yes,
it looks as if it's country.
Yes.
Property.
We live at the end of a dead-end road.
How many acres do you have?
About a half acre.
And the defendant's home is relatively close to yours.
Yes.
You have a contiguous property line at some point. You want to go show me where the property line is?
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. The property line goes right down through here somewhere, right through the middle between the two houses.
Okay. And show me where your yard is.
That would be this right here. And it goes back down this way and
Well,
back
that's a
over.
lot of trees. Where is
Yeah.
the backyard of your house?
Right here. This here's the backyard. This here's the front yard. This here's my driveway.
Show me where you keep your dogs.
Right in this area right here.
In the backyard.
Okay. And it's fenced in?
It's fenced in.
Okay. And how many dogs do you have?
4.
And they're big dogs.
The 2 of them are, yes.
Well, tell me
The
what
other
they
2
are.
are smaller.
What are they?
They are Boxer and Shepherd, King Shepherd mix.
How long have you had them?
Let's see, how long have I had them?
8 years.
8 years, I guess.
Are they outside and inside dogs or just outside?
Inside and out.
And when do you leave them outside?
Just whenever they got to use the restroom. I don't leave them out all day long or nothing. They go outside and use the bathroom and they come back in.
Okay. You can come back now. Mr. Hart,
Yes, ma'am.
you've been living in your home for how long?
Since October 6th, 2023.
Is it a home that you purchased?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many acres is your home?
Well, including the front part that is at the end of the road, it comes to about an acre.
Who did you purchase the house from?
I did it through the probate courts.
Explain that to me.
So it's a process where if someone could possibly not make their bills and they have passed, the court system for Jefferson County would purchase the property and put it up through probate to cover the
auction.
costs. Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay for your house?
I paid $12,000.
And describe the house for me.
It's an old farmhouse that was framed in 2x16 lumber.
How big is it?
It is, in totality, probably about 2,000 square feet.
Bedrooms, bathrooms?
Currently, it is framed in for 3-bed, 2-bath.
Is it finished?
No, ma'am.
So you bought the property in the house unfinished, just framed?
Well, actually, it had an old 1970s trailer that had been butted up to it. And the roof that you're seeing there is what would be basically like a pole barn that had built over the structure to keep the rain off of the old trailer. And I have come in now and I have started removing that trailer to make it all a house.
You have experience in construction?
Yes,
Okay. Do you live there full time?
Yes, ma'am.
So the house part is finished enough for you to live in it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is what it's about. I assume, Mr. Jones, that you knew the prior neighbor who lived in the trailer.
Yes, ma'am.
How long was the property vacant next door?
Probably close to a year, I guess.
Did you know that the property was being put up for
Yes, ma'am.
auction? How did you find out?
The realtor came by and was saying that it was going to go up for sale.
Did you want to buy it?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
Well, I couldn't come up with the money to get the loan, so I had to pass on it, but I bought the property on the other side of me,
For how much?
$20,000.
And how big a property is that?
That is probably about 3/4 of an acre.
Smaller than
And smaller than that. yeah.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
And you paid
$20,000.
substantially more for it?
Yes.
What did you need more property for?
I just wanted, I wanted to buy both houses on both sides. I mean, just so I didn't have no neighbors is what I was trying to do. Mm-hmm. So I can make one big backyard and fence it all in so my dogs had plenty of room to run. So there's what I'm doing with the property on the other side of me is I'm going to fence the whole yard in so that they can run back there and behind both houses.
Okay, now that we have a little bit of background so that I understand the background. So you wanted to buy the property that the defendant ultimately bought, but you couldn't come up with the money to buy that property.
Right.
But came up with almost double that amount to buy the property on the other side.
It was
so there, I'm sorry.
it was financed through the owner. It was owner financed, and he sold it to me without no money down or nothing.
Yeah, we're paying monthly on it. We're paying
Paying
a payment
monthly.
every month on it.
Okay, it is your claim, each of you claim that the other is guilty of harassing the other party
Yes, ma'am.
over a period of time. Mr. Hart's complaint with regard to the harassment, I believe, is primarily owing to the dog barking.
Well, just noise.
Dogs,
Yes, ma'am.
noise complaints, noise, music, and the dogs barking.
Mowing lawnmowers at night, running power tools from 9 to 12 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m.
Okay, noise, primarily noise.
No.
No.
Kathy Berg Jones and Brian Jones claim their neighbor, Jason Hart, owes for Jeep damages caused by his turkey, as well as filing a false restraining order. Jason is countersuing for harassment.
Okay, you have several complaints. And let's take the easy ones first.
Okay.
You claim that Mr. Hart's animal, a turkey, damaged your car by flying on it.
Well, climbing on it, pecking it, scratching
and
it, yes. I have video of it.
Just a second. When did that happen?
It happened on December 8th. I noticed it when I was at the grocery store. And
I didn't ask you anything. I asked you when did it happen. That
Okay.
was December 8th of 2023.
Correct.
Do you keep turkeys, Mr. Hart?
I had one turkey, yes, ma'am.
Okay. How long have you had that turkey?
I hatched that turkey from an egg last spring, which was probably in May of 2023.
You did that yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
I've tried to do that with duck hatchlings unsuccessfully. I had a whole room with heaters and lamps and whatever. I am such a bad hatcher. So I'm going to digress for 1 second. Just indulge me. I want to know how you hatched it.
So I had a group of heritage breed turkeys at the other house that I was working on. And those turkeys had done very successful, laid me over 100 eggs. And we were able to incubate them because turkeys are inherently...
How many were you?
I was able to hatch 6.
What kind of mechanism did you use?
It's an automatic. It's something almost out of Jurassic Park, honestly. It's a little conveyor belt. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and it
everything
turns
on
the eye. I
its own.
used the same thing. Nothing happened with mine. I got scrambled eggs.
The one that I have bought is extremely good, and it wasn't very expensive, honestly.
And it takes how many days? I forgot.
For a turkey, about 27.
Okay, so you've had this turkey for...
At that point,
in
8
December.
months or so.
Okay. You've been living on property for 11 years more than that. Are there wild turkeys in this area?
Yes, ma'am.
But they're brown.
Just a second. But there are wild turkeys. Their color is brown.
Yes, ma'am.
I actually know that because we have wild turkeys on property in Connecticut. Well, we used to have a family until somebody, I think, took them around November. What color is your pet turkey?
So it is a Royal Palm, so it is black and white.
And they fly.
They can fly. I clip one wing so that they have a harder time doing so.
But they can fly.
Yes, they can.
Okay. And the turkey that was on your car, and you said you had a video of that
Yes.
for me to see, it caused damage to your car.
Oh, yes. Significant.
And Mr. Hart, you would acknowledge that if your turkey caused damage to their car, you would be responsible.
Yes, ma'am, if they can prove that the
Okay.
damage was from my turkey.
Okay, so would you go over, one of you go over, show me your house,
Okay. This is our house right here.
okay, and which is your car?
That's my car right there, my Jeep Renegade.
Okay, would you play the video for me, please? Well, that's clearly a black and white turkey. That would be yours, not a wild turkey.
I don't see a name tag on the turkey.
On top of it right there. That's where those big scratches came in.
Certainly a curious looking thing. Was this taken from a Ring camera or something else, or a stationary camera?
Oh, yeah, we have cameras on the house.
Okay,
Security.
That's it for the video.
that's it?
Yes,
Okay.
we can stop.
So you saw the turkey on top of the
Yes, ma'am.
car? Okay.
Right.
Can I see photographs of the car, please?
They start right here, and then you go back. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so your car was scratched in several areas.
Yeah, some of them are buffable, and some of them are deep gouges, and some of them are peck marks. And
It was scratched. What year car is this?
2018.
Do you have an estimate for the repair?
Yes, I have.
May I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have more than one, I'll look at more than one.
I don't have an estimate. I was never given one.
Yes, he was.
You have insurance on this car?
Yes, ma'am. Full coverage.
Okay, and how much is the insurance covering? What's your deductible?
1,000.
Did you have the car fixed?
No, I haven't had it fixed yet. I took him the estimates on February 7th, and that was when he started giving me.
Okay, but you notified your insurance company, I assume.
No, I didn't tell them yet.
Well, you should. This happened in December because this was not an intentional act on Mr. Hart's part.
Correct. I was going to pay for it myself instead of turning it into the insurance because I was going to get it painted and fixed myself.
Well, because your estimate is for $2,600, which may be reasonable or not, considering it's a relatively new car. But I assume you have a note on the car and full coverage.
Right, yeah,
Right?
absolutely, yeah.
So your deductible is $1,000, and that's what he would be responsible for, not the $2,600, $1,000, correct? Of course, it'd be different if he walked over to the car and slashed
Yes,
it
ma'am.
with something else, you know, with a utensil and did something purposefully to the car or even negligently to the car. But he didn't. This was an act that was done by a pet that should have been in his control. So between the two of you, he's responsible, but he's not responsible if you have insurance and if your deductible, you said, is $1,000.
The reason I was going to pay for it, though, was because with you go and turn it in, even if it's not, you know, whatever, it's going to count against me and my insurance, and it's going to make my rates go up more.
Well, that's
and,
too
yeah,
bad.
I'd rather.
Well, that's too bad. He's not paying the rest. I suggest you have insurance. I suggest that you use it.
Right.
Unless you've used your insurance previously a lot. Well, if you
No.
haven't, they're not going to increase your rates. Not on this kind of thing. The car was stationary, and it was an act of vandalism by a wild turkey. They can't blame you for that.
Kathy Berg Jones and Brian Jones have accused their neighbor, Jason Hart, of owing for Jeep damages caused by his turkey. Jason is countersuing, claiming Kathy and Brian are harassing him.
Okay, now, the next part of your case has to do with you.
Yes.
And it
Both
has
of
to
us,
do
actually.
with a restraining order that was filed against you by the defendant that you said was a false restraining order that caused you some difficulty. So I'm going to start with you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
filed a restraining order against Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am, on September 13th, 2023.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that.
On September 9th, I had made a call to 911, which I have the call log for and the video or the audio recording of. Kathy had told me that a tree had fallen on her after screaming, hey, 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 repeated at me to get my attention because they didn't know my name. At which point I turned around and I said that was very rude, and I was probably pretty harsh with it because I don't like being screamed at. And then once I realized that she was possibly hurt, I asked her, should I call 911? Which she answered to, yes, no, no, no. But I took her first inclination, called 911 right away. They came out to render services, and I honestly think I saved her life.
Was the tree on her?
There was no tree. She had started a gasoline fire that we had found out later in a court during that ex parte, that she had set the fire with gasoline and it had blown up on her leg.
No.
Shh, just a second. So he's going to tell his story. So you called 911
Yes, ma'am.
and they came out.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
Well, she had, I guess it was her sister or someone, take her to the hospital instead of the ambulance. And at that point, she came back. I think she had gotten some stitches in her leg. And she immediately walked over to my property and started kind of getting at me for, hey, what in the world was
This
that
was
all
on September?
Untrue.
The same day.
Would you do me a favor?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
You can't say I'm sorry again.
Okay.
Go ahead. This was on September.
This was the same day, just
9th.
a couple hours after the...
9th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. After she was released from the hospital, she came back where you were Were you working outside or were you inside?
I have pictures of it, but I was working on the house. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and tell me what happened.
She came up and was very upset with me for having called 911.
Tell me what she said. Upset is a conclusion. Tell me what she said.
What in the hell was that all about? Getting pretty aggressive with me, at which point I returned with, I'm sick of you guys. You got to shut your damn dogs up. It's been a constant problem ever since I stepped foot on this property, and it needs to stop.
So the problem existed well before
Yes, ma'am.
this fire mishap. It's happened because, and I read in your papers, that these 4 dogs are out most of the time and barking.
Absolutely. Kathy is home every single day, and they're kind of out as they please. They sometimes leave the back door open to just come and go.
Okay. And have you registered complaints to them about it?
To them, yes, absolutely. That was how the reason that Brian brought the machete over to my house.
Just a minute. When, for the first time, did you register a complaint about it? To them?
To them. So the next day, Brian...
No, before that. You've been there for a while, and the dogs were bothering you. I'm just trying to find out whether when it first started, you either called or approached the plaintiffs and said, listen, your dog's incessant barking is really irritating.
I honestly can't remember. I just know that in the 2 months leading up to this, that I had not been able to get them to stop with the dogs.
Okay. So then when you called 911, plaintiff refused to go by ambulance. She did go to the hospital. She came back. She came to you and said to you, what the hell was that all about? And you said to her, stop your dogs from barking.
Yes, and probably exchanged some colorful language.
Okay. What happened next?
I told her to get off my property and not to come back.
And?
And the next day, Brian calls me over to the property line in between our houses.
So Mr. Jones came out, called you over. You were working outside. I assume he was outside. Called you over to the property line and?
And he got very aggressive with me.
Well, that's a conclusion. Tell me what he did.
He was cocking his fist, looking, like he was going to jump on me, telling me that you better be glad that I'm on this side of the property line and not your side of the property line, and that's why I'm over here. And you're starting to really me off. At which point he described vividly how his dogs would tear someone limb for limb if they ever got into their backyard. That he can't walk his dogs because of how he's afraid of what they would do around other people. And that's also in the court documents from the ex parte that he was sworn under testimony and testified to.
That he did?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
I don't have that with me.
Well, then it doesn't exist.
Okay. I understand.
Good. Okay. So he is aggressive.
Yes, ma'am. He has a history of it. I have that as well.
With you. I'm talking about with you.
At that moment, that was the first time that he
That was the first interaction.
Yes, ma'am.
With you. Was it based on that interaction that you filed for a protective order?
No, ma'am.
What happened next?
I'm on my property, and Brian told me that he was working on his new house, and he was working with his machete, and he saw that I was doing something. He came over to help. But at no time had he ever been on my property to help me with anything. And he showed up with his knife, kind of playing with it menacingly in his hands, asking me, hey, you want me to help you lift that wall? But the last interaction we had just had was the most aggressive thing that I've honestly dealt with in my entire life.
Okay. So it was based on that you filed for
Yes,
protective
ma'am,
order.
because I went to the police station.
Now I would like you to tell me, Mr. Jones, what I can believe. Do you understand? Is it correct that, pay careful attention to my questions, is it correct that your wife accidentally started a fire?
No, ma'am.
Was there a fire?
Yes, ma'am.
That she started it on purpose?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the purpose of it?
To burn up the brush that I'd cut down prior to her starting the fire.
Was she injured?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was not a street.
Just a second. Was she injured?
Yes,
This
ma'am.
all happened on September 9th.
No.
When did it happen?
Like the 7th?
Was the
September
7th?
7th?
Okay. And you have hospital records to show me that it was the 7th?
Yes.
Okay. And when the fire caught onto your leg, Miss Jones, where did it catch on to you?
I never caught on fire.
Were you medically treated?
For not being on fire.
Were you medically treated
Yes.
on September 7th?
Yes, ma'am, I was for.
Okay. What were you
stick
treated?
one in my leg.
Shh.
Okay.
You were medically treated on September 7th.
Yes.
For what?
For being stabbed in the leg by a branch from one of the bushes that he was cutting down.
Okay. So
It was
you
like
was
a spear.
Shh.
You want to answer or not?
You had some stitches?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Did the defendant call 911? Shh. Listen to me. I know everything.
We were in an actual relationship for 5 years.
He took the dog, and you want the dog back.
Yes.
His anxieties were surrounded by her grandson because of the fact that he would beat him. He sprayed hairspray in the dog's eyes.
You don't make that up.
I don't think he over-disciplined.
This is not a tea party, madam. This is when you have to listen.
This is Judy Justice. Deborah Borelli is suing her ex-boyfriend, Osmond Brown, for harassment, personal property, and her dog, Luca.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge.
Hello, Kevin.
Case number 3086, Barrio versus Brown.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Borelli, you and Mr. Brown, according to you, had a friend's relationship for about 10 years.
Well, we were friends for the
Okay.
past about 5. We were in an actual relationship for 5 years.
Which 5 years?
The first 5, from 13 to 18.
And you lived together, and according to you, in 2018, something happened, that relationship changed. However, according to Mr. Brown, he continued to reside with you.
Yes, he lived on the couch.
Well, whatever. He continued to reside.
Yeah.
You continued to reside together.
We stayed very good friends, yes.
Very good friends. You stayed together for
Right.
10 years.
Yes.
And then an incident occurred, you separated, and now each of you have a claim that the other has property that belongs to them. That's long and short of this case. One of the items, Mr. Brown, I see that absolutely adorable dog. Will the dog be just as happy on the ground?
I don't know. I will try.
Okay. One of the things at issue is that adorable little dog. So it is your claim that the dog belongs to you, that when you and Mr. Brown separated, it was an acrimonious separation, and that you were forced to sign a document that gave him the dog, he took the dog, and you want the dog back. You also want back from him something called an oculus. Sarah, could you pull up what that looks like for me?
This is what it looks like.
Okay. An oculus is something that you put over your eyes, and it takes you into another world.
Yes.
Is that what happens?
It belongs to my grandson,
Virtual
yes.
reality.
It's just
Well, hold on, what?
Virtual reality, they call it.
Do you use it?
No.
Do young people, kids use it? Is that what it's used
I think
for,
they're
Sarah?
popular. Pretty popular.
Popular.
Yeah.
Your other grandparents use it?
I don't think they'd be able to figure it out.
No. I know these grandparents don't use it. Do you have an oculus?
My son has an Oculus.
And how old is he?
12.
12. Kevin, do you have an oculus?
No, ma'am.
No. Out in the audience there, raise your hands if you own an Oculus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that some people who are adults, not old adults, but adults, do have these toys. You don't use it.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And it is your claim that in addition to the dog, Mr. Brown took the Oculus
Yes.
that belonged to your grandson.
Right.
Mr. Brown said he was given the Oculus because your grandson broke his tablet. And you want a little money for some traveling that she did that she promised to pay you back for. Is that right?
We
Is that right?
Yes.
You want some money for traveling?
Yes.
Okay. So let's deal with the dog first, since that to me is the most important issue. By the way, Miss Parrilla, where's your grandson?
back in Buffalo.
Who is this?
His mother and my daughter.
She doesn't live with you,
No,
but the grandson lives with you.
he did. He stayed.
He
with-
did?
He stayed
When
with
you were
me.
together?
He goes back and forth.
And how old is he?
16.
Okay. Because one of the things Mr. Brown says is that the 16-year-old isn't very good with the dog.
Well, the dog, he is a chewer. He's chewed up a lot of my grandson's things.
Luca has chewed up your grandson's things.
Several of his headphones and earbuds, and he's chewed up our shoelaces, and so he tries to discipline the dog, and I don't really discipline dogs.
So you wouldn't necessarily, as a dog owner, discipline your dog
Never.
the same way as your grandson has disciplined the
Right.
dog. Did he ever hit him?
I don't think he's hit him hard. I mean, I think he may have tapped him on the butt a couple times, maybe done his nose a couple times. I don't know. He was very frustrated that he was constantly chewing his stuff.
Okay. How old is this dog?
He will be 2 in April.
When you got him, you and Mr. Brown were living together.
Yes.
I must tell you, Miss Burrell, the dog looks very happy with Mr. Brown.
He was very happy with me too.
May have been. I'm sure he wasn't happy when your grandson was disciplining him different from the way most normal people and adults would discipline a dog. Because Mr. Brown is certainly going to tell me about other instances of discipline that he observed that your grandson inflicted on the dog.
I'm not aware of any
Okay,
other
but you were aware
instances.
enough, Miss Burrell, to tell me that in your home, the dog was disciplined in a way that you would never discipline a puppy, because a dog that's not quite 2 is still a young dog. Some chew things and some don't. All right.
Deborah Borelli claims her ex-boyfriend, Osmond Brown, owes for harassment, an Oculus headset, and the return of her dog, Luca. Osmond is countersuing Deborah for personal property and travel expenses.
Now, when was the dog purchased?
I got him on December 19th, 2022, as a birthday present for my other Pomsky. She's just like him and loves to play. And I have an old Shih Tzu that would not play with her. And then I came across a Facebook post about a woman who was getting rid of a dog that was swimming in her basement. Well, he lived in the basement. And when I contacted her, she said, I'll send you some pictures. And it was a couple pictures of Luca sitting on some stairs. And she said, oh, we went down in the basement the other day and the basement was flooded and he was swimming. I said, swimming? And she said, yeah, so we put him on the stairs. And I said, I'll be over.
So you took the
Osmond and
dog.
I went to look at him, and he made my other Pomsky a little nervous. So we went back, and Oz kept saying, you don't need another dog. She doesn't need a friend. She's got toys. You know, I said, I have to do something about this dog. The woman
And
was
Mr. Brown was with you?
Yeah,
Okay. So you went together?
to look. And he said no. So I came home, and I thought about it, and I kept in touch with that woman, and she said, if you don't take him, he's probably just going to go to a shelter. I talked to Oz again. I said, I have to go get this dog. I have to. He's living on stairs.
Okay.
And so I purchased him. He was not happy about it, but I purchased him.
For how much?
$240. It started at $500. I told her I couldn't do it, so.
Okay. Mr. Brown, do you need a tissue?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Brown, first, do you recall, sir, going with Miss Borelli to pick up the dog?
Yes.
Were you with Miss Borelli when she purchased the dog?
Yeah, I bought the dog. I gave her the money to purchase the dog.
And where did you get the money from?
I worked
Okay.
at that time.
Does Miss Borelli work?
She worked periodically. I got her 2 jobs for a company that I worked with. They were contractual for 90 days. She did that twice. And then she worked for the census
Okay.
every 10 years.
He would like to go and say hello to her.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Hi, sweetheart.
Okay. So when you went to pick up the dog, do you remember what month and year that was? Was that in December of 2022?
Yes, it was December of 2022.
And where did you take the money from?
My bank account at work.
Miss Borelli, who took out the money to pay for the dog?
He lent me the money.
Okay, so the answer is Mr. Brown paid for the dog then.
At that day, yeah.
Okay, fine. And when did you repay him for the money?
The following week.
Do you have any proof that you paid him back?
No, but he knows I did.
I didn't ask you what he knows. I asked you whether or not.
We didn't do receipts back then.
Okay, enough. You want to hold on to the dog for a second? Thank you. When you lived in the house for these 10 years, how much was the rent in the house?
There wasn't really a rent. I pay a mortgage with my retirement from the post office.
Okay, and how much did Mr. Brown contribute towards that?
He had the gas and electric in his name.
Okay, so the gas.
And it varied.
Just a second, the utilities were in his name.
Yes, I paid the cable, the phone bill for 8 years. The mortgage.
Okay, there
the
is
water,
a mortgage.
the
And
electric,
did he contribute anything towards the mortgage?
Not towards the mortgage, really.
But did he take money out of his bank or write you a check for anything other than the 2 utilities that you said are in his name that he pays?
Yes, he gave me different amounts. At one time it was 3,
so
4.
the answer is you actually lived in, as he put it, a domestic partnership for
Yes,
those 10
it
years.
was. It really was.
Okay, so then let's be fair and easy about it. Now, Mr. Brown, what, if anything, did you observe with regard to Miss Borelli's grandson doing with the dog? By the way, the dog still chewing up your house?
I'm gonna answer both questions, but first I'm gonna answer the chewing of things first. The dog did have a problem chewing things because he had anxieties. His anxieties were surrounded by her grandson because of the fact that he would beat him. I'd sleep on the couch, like she said, for the last 5 years, I've been sleeping on the couch. When her grandson comes, he also sleeps on the couch, but sometimes in the middle of the night, like he's always on his computer doing something. So if he gets angry or something, he takes his frustrations out on the dog. The fact that I'm in the room and I'm sleeping and I let her know these things, she don't really discipline him. She just says, oh, this or oh, that.
Tell me how.
He sprayed hairspray in the dog's eyes one day and told her that he thought that it was his butt. That's what he told her. He thought he was spraying his butt. Why are you spraying his butt? You don't know his face from his butt, that you gotta spray him in the eyes?
What precipitated that?
I don't know. He's always trying to do things to the dog.
Did you see it?
I heard the spray and I heard the pss, and I heard the dog doing this here with his eyes, so I know something happened.
Just a second.
You smell it, you can see
Just a second. Did you confront her grandson about it?
Yes.
What did you say to him?
I said, don't spray this dog in the eyes. I even went and told her, he's spraying the dog in the face with eyes. He said he thought it was the dog's butt.
Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, he told her that.
Okay. Yeah, you don't make that up, madam.
He wouldn't have heard the spray. He's in a complete...
What I'm telling you is he wouldn't have made up that story. Miss Borelli, there are lots of stories that you make up. He's not that imaginative. There are a lot of ways that you can say you can abuse a dog, but spraying the dog in the eyes with spray, and then that remark that a 16-year-old wise guy might say, you don't make that up.
I told him a good way to discipline an animal, including a cat that's doing something bad, is you get a spray bottle and you fill it with water.
Yes, just look at me, don't look at him. You get a spray bottle and fill it with water, and
you can put it on a light mist and you spray them.
But this is not what he did. He didn't spray the dog with water.
I believe that's what he did.
No, that's not what he said. He didn't say spray the dog with water. But now we're getting to the fact that he did in fact spray the dog.
With water.
Okay, the dog is staying with him. Period. End of discussion. He paid for it, $240, and unless you have proof that you took out $240 that was paid for the dog,
he loves the dog
just a
so
second.
much. Why is he trying to sell it back to me for $3,000?
Just a second.
I sold that
Let me tell you something.
Deborah Borelli is accusing her ex-boyfriend, Osmond Brown, of harassment and wrongfully keeping her dog, Luca. Osmond is countersuing for personal property and travel expenses.
By the way, can I see the piece of paper that she signed giving you the dog?
Yes.
The top half was ripped off. There was more writing on the top half of that.
I will let Osmond Brown take my dog Luca in order to get Desmond to leave my home forever.
The top half says something completely different than
May I?
ripped off.
I'd like to take a look at what you're showing me. This isn't this. This
No,
isn't.
I don't have that.
Well, this isn't it.
That shows you that
just a
he's
second.
trying to sell me the dog back.
If you want to buy it back, you can buy it back.
For
If you want to-
$240?
Listen to me. He's got the dog. I will let him take the dog if he agrees to leave. That's what this document says.
Just for the day.
Just a second. That's not what this document says.
Because he's ripped it.
Just a second. You should have made a copy. It's ripped on both sides. Okay. Now, he wants the dog. He paid for the dog. As long as your 16-year-old grandson has access to your house, which you say that he does, the dog is staying with Mr. Brown. If it's his conscience as to whether or not he wants to sell it or not. Right now, the dog looks just fine. And I'm not sending this dog back to where there's a 16-year-old teenager who gets frustrated and takes out that frustration on a dog by over-disciplining the dog.
I don't think he over-disciplined.
This is not a tea party, madam. This is a ruling. This is when you have to listen.
Okay.
Kevin, get the dog and bring it to Mr. Brown.
Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good boy.
Okay, now let's go to the Oculus. Mr. Brown, you have the Oculus.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't use it. That's what you told me before.
I don't use it. I have.
Just a second. You don't use it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you're going to give it back to the grandson because she doesn't use it. It was the grandson's Oculus. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now we have a counterclaim. And your counterclaim is that when you had this argument, you left the house and you left some things there.
Yes, ma'am.
The most important thing in this collection, because I'm not getting involved in a collection of 3 sport jerseys or 2 T-shirts, I'm not getting involved with that, but you say you left your watch there. Where did you leave your watch?
It's in her bedroom. I have 3 watches there. One has a pink face, one has a blue face, and one is a Rolex that she gave me that the battery broke.
Okay. You don't mention any other watch but a Rolex.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Rolex was given to you by the plaintiff?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
We were in a relationship.
Was it a birthday or a different event that you gave him the Rolex?
I didn't give him a watch.
Oh, can I see the watches, please? Whose watches were they?
I had bought them for an ex in New York City. We had gone to the Statue of Liberty and we were at Battery Park, and a man opened his raincoat and asked me, did I want watches?
Oh,
And
these
I
are
bought
the 2,
many of
just
them.
a second, and these are the 2 watches that you bought?
Yeah, lots of them.
But these are the 2
$30 a
men's,
piece.
But these are the 2 men's watches that you bought?
Yes.
Okay.
So he...
Shh, shh, shh. Would you turn these men's watches over to the defendant, please?
Thank you.
No, they're not his. I never gave them to him.
Thank
Just
you
a
very
second.
much.
I'm giving them to him.
No, you can't. There's 2 of them there. I wanted him. He doesn't even know which one it was, and they're counterfeit.
Oh, just a second. I understand that, Madam. You just explained that to me. When somebody comes over to you in Washington Square Park and goes like this, want a real Rolex? I would suggest to you that you know.
I knew they were counterfeit, and I bought
Fine.
them for an ex, and we were
Okay,
going
fine.
through some jewelry,
Right.
and he saw it,
Okay.
and he said, these are nice Rolex.
Yeah.
They're not both his.
He's getting them both.
Oh, my
Both fake
God.
Rolexes. He's getting both fake Rolexes for which you paid $30. Now, what other expenses do you think she's responsible for?
So we planned a trip to Atlanta with me and her grandson and my mom.
When?
So we were supposed to go on October 28th. It was a non-refundable trip. So once I paid for it. Once I paid for it, she's supposed to pay her $850. She never paid her $850 because when she got her money, she threw me out the house and said she's not going on the trip. So that's when I told her I need that $850 back.
Just a second. You paid the $850 for what?
To fly to Atlanta.
Oh, to fly.
To fly, yes.
To fly?
Yes.
Okay. And that was just on a vacation trip?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go?
Yes.
Who else did you go with?
My mother.
And you flew there?
Yes.
And you knew she wasn't going, so what did you do with her tickets?
I couldn't do anything with her tickets. I left everything there. I told her on the phone she could still go. It's still there for you. You can still go. She said, I don't want to be in the same hotel with you or something like that.
She's not going.
So,
okay, you're taking the dog home. I expect the Oculus to be packed and take it to a post office, box it, and send it back to her grandson. Now, you want it to go to your house? The Oculus, do you want to your house?
But how will I know that he's not going to break it?
You know, because I'm telling him not to break it, to put it in a box and send it back. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't break it.
I won't.
He won't. Okay, we're done here. He gets the dog, you get your Oculus. We're finished. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
It's the dog that's worth money, and that's why he wants it, because he's greedy and ruthless.
The only way I felt like I could help this dog is if I got her to sign him over to me so I could leave.
He's going to turn around and sell the dog. So it's going to be a beautiful Pomsky for sale.
No, this dog is part of our family. This dog is loved by 2 families now. He has a bunch of kids that love him and play with him, and either at my brother's house or at my house.
Because I rescued that dog. He did not want me to rescue that dog. That dog had a terrible life until I went and rescued him.
It's almost impossible to separate these domestic partnerships and property and what you spend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have courts set up for divorces,
Yeah.
but you don't for living together as almost marrieds.
Yeah.
But the papers indicated that he took the dog, and there's no question. He didn't say he's taking the dog for one day
Yeah.
because she wanted him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the condition was she would give him the dog if he left the house forever. That was in the paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And her statement that I was just giving him the dog for one day just doesn't fit with that. And he paid for the dog. The dog looks very well taken care of. And she acknowledged that the grandson, did in fact abuse the dog.
Sure.
So it was a very easy decision. And the Oculus was made easy actually by him.
Yeah.
When I said, do you use the Oculus? He said, no.
Give it back to its owner.
Give it back to its owner. Anyway, living together is never easy when you have to dissect it and divide it
After
at the end of the day.
fact. Yeah.
She picked up the horse, didn't pay anybody, and within days or a week called you and said, this horse is injured. I don't want it.
Yes.
Because you knew she was having the vet come out to look at the horse to make sure that the horse was okay. Come up with an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before she bought it.
This is Judy Justice. Paul Cole is suing his customer, Paula Capestro, for the cost of a racehorse and lost earnings.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Case 3118, Cole versus Capestro.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Cole, the case is relatively simple. You claim that the defendant owes you for a horse that you sold to her. The defendant is counterclaiming for the money she expended taking care of the horse, which she said you abandoned, and the sale was for the horse was never concluded. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, let me get some background information from you, Mr. Cole. You were not originally in the horse business.
Nope.
Nope is not an answer. Nope,
No,
you
ma'am.
say to a friend. Here, no. The
Your
answer
Honor.
is no. And your business, according to what I read in your complaint, was racetrack.
One of my businesses is owning a dirt racetrack, yes.
When did you develop an interest in horses?
Probably about 25 years ago, I've been friends with our trainer and been around the horse track for my whole life. My family and I decided it would be a good leisure activity for us. And
When did you decide
we
to purchase
bought our
your
first horse. We bought our first horse in May 23rd of 2023.
And I assume then you relied on your friend and witness to help you make that purchase.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the name of that first horse?
Hanger 1?
So the first horse that you purchased was the horse in question.
Yes, ma'am.
And where were you going to keep him?
The racetrack offers stables for the horses that race there at no charge. And it's maintained by the trainer, takes care of the feed, we pay him a day rate to take care of the horse.
Your trainer,
The trainer, correct.
this gentleman.
Correct.
Okay. I didn't understand a word that you used in your complaint, sir. You said, my friend suggested I buy a couple of horses. I assume that this is your friend.
Yes, ma'am.
We went to a claiming race, and I claimed a thoroughbred named Hanger 1. Tell me what a claiming race is, sir.
So what a claiming race is, the horses race for a price, and any horse in that race can be purchased by a licensed owner by putting a claim sheet in before the race starts. So 10 minutes before the race starts, you have to put the money up to purchase that
Okay.
horse. In this case, the horse was in for $5,000.
The horse was in the race.
Right. Any horse in that race can be purchased for $5,000.
So it's a fixed price, $5,000. And you purchased Hanger 1 on the 23rd of May, 2023. You claimed that, we call it claiming, you paid $5,000 for the
Correct.
horse. Since the horse stays at the racetrack and is run regularly, how regularly?
About every 2 to 3 weeks.
Now, you bought it on May 23rd, which means it raced on May 23rd.
Correct.
And when was the horse's next race?
I believe it was June 3rd.
Did it win?
Did not.
When did it race again?
June 23rd.
Did it win?
Did not.
When did it race again?
July 4th.
Did it win?
It did not.
When did it race again?
I believe it was July 18th.
Did it win?
It finished third.
The answer is it did not win. Next time it raced.
It was scheduled to race on August 1st. Our trainer noticed that he had inflamed tendon sheath, which is kind of like tennis elbow, and we planned to scratch him that day so he'd have time to rest before he raced him again.
And he never raced again for you.
Did not.
And that's when you decided that this was not a horse that you wanted to keep.
We were planning on keeping him. The offer came in discussions between our trainer and the defendant, discussing taking the horse and moving into the show world.
So far you've had this horse and you never saw it win a race.
Correct.
And then you decided to sell it.
You know, the opportunity to give the horse a life in the show world, with getting our money
Mr.
out,
Cole,
seemed like a reasonable argument.
Mr. Cole,
Yep.
I'm not a stupid woman. You don't sell something you want. You sell something if you're disappointed in it. So far, you've kept the horse from May until August. You know, if you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. I want you to pay attention to that phrase. Okay. How much money do you make a day? How much money?
$60 per horse.
How many horses do you take care of?
Right now, I got 2.
You want to tell me how you got involved with these two people?
My husband says it was very dumb of me.
Okay. Well, you never knew him, according to what I read.
I never knew Paul Cole. I did
Well,
know,
you know
Jimmy Patine. Jimmy's father approached me, asked me to call him and teach him about the new HISA rules, HISA rules, which is the Horse Racing Integrity Safety Act, which is new. It was started in about July a year ago. I did so. Jimmy said he was doing well. I was
This
glad-
is Jimmy.
the trainer.
Just a second. Stand up. Move over. Do you remember that conversation, Jimmy?
Yes,
And you remember what date that conversation was?
not exactly.
Do you remember when that was?
Probably around July
Okay.
sometime.
So you told him to watch his back, be careful, there is a new sheriff in town.
Absolutely. So then he showed me a horse, a picture of which is right here.
What's your business, by the way?
I'm a bloodstock agent and a horse trainer.
How long have you been doing that?
30 years.
So this is a picture of the horse, a pretty horse.
Gorgeous.
Okay, and that's hanger one.
That's hanger one, yes.
Keep going.
So he shows me the photo of the horse and says, what do you think? Think this horse will make it in the show ring? And I said, absolutely. He's gorgeous.
Just a second. You remember that conversation?
Yes.
You think the horse will make it in the show ring?
Yes.
Was this conversation in person?
It was on the phone.
How did you get the picture?
He texted it to me.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at that time, Jimmy, at that time you were working for Mr. Cole.
Yes.
We're going to get to independent thought.
Cole claims his customer, Paula Capestro, refuses to pay for the racehorse she purchased. Paula is countersuing for the costs of caring for the horse.
Right now, you helped him select Hanger 1 back in May. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Hanger 1 was underperforming.
Yes.
And you also noticed prior to this conversation that the horse had sort of swollen ankles.
Yes.
And I want you to be very careful with this answer. You discussed the swollen ankles with Mr. Cole.
Yes.
Did you discuss with him selling the horse?
Yes.
Prior to your conversation with the defendant?
No.
When?
Shortly thereafter, I had talked to Paula.
Well, why would you ask her if she were interested and text her a picture of this horse if your boss hadn't told you that he was looking to get rid of the horse? Come up with an answer, Jim. Don't speak, Cole. Come up with an answer, Jimmy. You're an employee. You told him to buy the horse. The horse underperformed and then had swollen ankles, which you saw.
One swollen ankle.
Is that the same swollen ankle where it had a broken ankle? Is that the same ankle?
I never knew the horse to have a broken ankle, man.
But now you know.
I do now.
Now you know. So I'm asking you a question.
I don't.
Was that the same ankle?
I'm not 100% certain.
Are you 90% certain? Has anyone told you since, Jimmy, that the horse had a broken ankle at some point in its life?
I'm not 100% certain which ankle was broken.
But you knew.
The tendon sheath was on the left front.
So now, just serendipitously, you're speaking to this person who was a friend of your father's and who you knew, and ask her, do you think it would be a nice show horse? So now we're going to get back to your case. It is your claim, Mr. Cole, that there was a contract for the sale of this horse for $5,000, that the defendant, Ms. Capestro, picked up the horse, didn't pay anybody $5,000, and within days or a week called you and said, this horse is injured, I don't want it. You say the sale was concluded, she owes you the $5,000 for the horse. That's your case. It is the defendant's position that she picked up the horse to have a look-see at it before she paid $5,000, which is why she didn't pay $5,000 when she picked up the horse. She didn't give you $5,000, did she?
No.
Didn't give you $5,000, did she? She just picked up the horse, which you gave her. Were you there when she picked up the horse?
Yes.
All you have to do is tell the truth. Then you don't have to have a good memory. Do you understand? So you were there when she picked up the horse. Did you ask her for the $5,000? That's a question. Did you ask her for the $5,000?
No.
Now, that was on the 2nd of August. Did you tell Mr. Cole that the horse had been picked up?
Yes.
And what did he say to you?
Good.
Good. Did he say to you, where's my money? The answer is yes or no. No.
Not at that moment.
No. When did you ascertain that the defendant was not happy with the horse?
I believe it was the following Friday. They had the vets come out, I guess, to look at the horses.
Jimmy, did you say to her, what do I care about whether the vet's coming to look at the horse or not? Where's Mr. Cole's money?
No, I didn't say that.
No, because you knew she was having the vet come out to look at the horse to make sure that the horse was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before she bought it.
The reason why she was having the horse vetted out was because they're worth a lot more money in the show world if the horse has a vet clearance saying that she could possibly be making 6 figures with the horse.
Maybe it would turn into the most substantial horse in the world. What did that have to do with Mr. Cole's money? She wasn't going to give him any more money if the vet came out and said, oh, this is some bargain for $5,000. She wasn't going to say, listen, I'll give you $50,000 for the horse.
No.
No.
We wanted $5,000, which is what we paid for it, and
All
she
right.
thought she thought she'd get out on the horse no matter what. But if the horse did vet out, it was going to be definitely a bigger payoff for her.
Okay, I don't think so. Anyway, now you have to prove to me, Mr. Cole, that there was a completed sale, because certain things are common sense.
This is the copy of the letter that I sent to her indicating that we delivered the horse. She indicated...
No. Before you sent her a letter demanding your money, I want to see a completed contract. It can be a contract.
It was a verbal contract.
Show me the texts that complete the contract, because right now, Mr. Cole, I want to tell you what I see. I see somebody picking up an animal and having it checked out by the vet. Nothing was done, and she agreed to pay the $5,000 for the horse if the horse checked out. Just a second. I don't want to see your statements to her that you owe me money. I want to see, when she bought the horse, text messages.
That's what I have right here, Your Honor.
I want to take a look at.
On Wednesday, July 26th, she starts the conversation back
Just
and
a
forth.
second. I'm going to look at it. On August 4th, you wrote, Paul Cole, please send him the money so I don't have to deal with this anymore. She responds, sorry, Paul, but your horse has a lot of issues. It's going to take 6 months rehab before we can give him away to a nice home. Jimmy, your horse has all kinds of problems. This is why we always vet them. Has to be done. I'm sending the report now. That's what she wrote to you. Mr. Cole, would you have purchased this horse if you knew that it had a broken leg when you were going to race it? The answer is either yes or no. Would you have
It did not have a broken leg when we raced it. It was racing.
Just a second. If your trainer had told you on May 23rd that the horse had had a broken leg in the past, would you have bought it?
Yes.
Baloney.
Because it also gets confirmed by the state vet and the track vet, not just his word.
I'm just going to look and see whether or not the horse had a broken leg.
There was no way for us to know until after.
Well, that would not be her problem. Can I see the vet's report, please?
Both of these. Your Honor, there's 2 reports.
Shh. Well, this has a report, study date August 3rd. This was the day after you got him.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So the horse broke his leg on June 7th of 2022. Which leg?
Same one, left front.
Paul Cole has accused his customer, Paula Capestro, of refusing to pay for the racehorse she purchased. Paula is countersuing, claiming Paul knowingly sold her an injured horse.
Where's the horse now?
The horse is in the possession of...
And how did that happen?
She was the one that had the horse when he originally fractured his ankle in 2022. I contacted her, and that's when I learned that it had been the same ankle that had fractured again now in 2023.
So you gave the horse back to that person?
She's a good caretaker.
Just a second. I'm asking you a question.
Yes, I sent it back.
For nothing?
Nothing.
Do you know who you bought the horse from?
The owner was that we claimed the horse from in the race. was the trainer.
So you got it from her who had been racing the horse?
Correct.
Now, when you told Mr. Cole to buy the horse, did she tell you that the horse had broken its ankle?
Nobody. We didn't know.
I never knew until the vet report that she sent.
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Cole.
Yep.
If you knew then what you know now, would you have purchased the horse?
No.
The answer is no. Wouldn't it have been a good idea, Mr. Trainer, to tell Mr. Cole, listen, it looks like a nice horse, but we really should get it examined before?
You can't do that.
You can't do that when you claim a horse.
Right.
As far as the horse is concerned, the horse never won a race that you saw.
Right.
Okay. When did you purchase a horse like this? You took it to the vet the very next day that you picked it up.
Correct.
When did you tell Jimmy that you weren't purchasing this horse?
2 days, 3 days later, I sent a text.
And what did the text say?
It was a copy of the text I sent to Mr. Cole.
Which said what?
I can't buy your horse. He's got a lot of problems. It's a good thing you quit racing.
And so you sent it to Mr. Cole?
Yes.
No.
And what did Mr. Cole say to you in response?
You put it in the trailer, you own it.
Now I'll see your letter.
So I never had any conversation or text back and forth with her. I sent her this letter as the first communication I had with her, in which time I was seeking payment. Her response is written at the bottom.
She said to you in her answer, and you said, I demand my money. And she said, Hanger 1 did not pass the vet exam and I opted out of the sale. This was disclosed to Jimmy along with the vet report. Jimmy was coming to pick up the horse or leave him as a giveaway horse. Did you answer her?
I did. We started with a long list of texts back and forth that you should have.
Oh, okay. So it comes in here.
Correct.
Well, so it was your position that the minute she took possession of the horse, it became hers.
These are the agreements that Jimmy and her had come together with.
It would be stupid. The fact that you were stupid and claimed a horse for $5,000 that it had a broken leg that could have been found out if you had the horse checked out, you chose to do that. You chose, instead of spending maybe $15,000 for a horse, to pay $5,000, sight unseen.
For a little clarity, when you claim a horse, the state vet afterwards vets the horse out after the race. If the horse does not pass, you can void the claim at that point.
Oh, so what you're saying to me is you didn't buy the horse sight unseen. You relied on your trainer to tell you that a state vet was going to look at the horse. And if that horse didn't pass state inspection, you could void the sale.
Correct.
That's exactly what she did.
Except for she didn't bring the horse back.
You wouldn't take the horse back.
She never offered to bring the horse back. She told us to come pick it up in
Oh,
Ohio.
well, that's the same thing. And you said, no, this is a sale, it's finished. So she did the same thing that you did. So my problem with you, madam, quite frankly, is that you gave the horse back to her because you have a counterclaim. And your counterclaim is the money that you spent taking care of the horse, correct?
Correct.
Well, you're not going to get it. He's not getting his money. But I think it was terrible judgment, knowing what you knew, because he didn't know. I believe Mr. Cole. So you're not getting the money.
Okay.
But I do believe that when you buy a horse, like you did, even claiming it, it has to pass a vet's inspection. This vet said it passed inspection. It clearly was a smell test because the horse had a broken leg. Had a broken leg.
It had a broken leg, but not currently had a broken leg.
Okay.
It was cleared to run.
Okay. You know, I'm going to leave you two people exactly where I found you. This was a really very interesting educational process for me. But I think she took the horse with the intention of having a vet check it out. It didn't. She told you to come and get it, and you didn't, so you don't get your money. So you'll eat the expenses that you incurred with the vet and everything else with regard to the horse. We're done. Your claim and counterclaim are both dismissed. We're done.
This court is adjourned.
She's giving it away to somebody else, and we're going home empty-handed and very disappointed.
I think the judge's decision was very fair.
Just because it had an old injury doesn't mean he was still not a good racehorse.
I do know the previous owner was very conscientious in healing the horse the first time.
In this case, we looked more out for the horse and giving him an opportunity to be in the show world than we did worried about the money.
No, it's the best interest of the animal.
I learned a lot about a field that I knew very little about before today and reading the case.
Me too.
But I think that the horse would have been better off just in a nice pasture, enjoying its days. But I think that giving it back to the original owner probably wasn't the right thing to do.
You know, my original sympathies were totally with the defendant. But she was a pro. I think that they both deserve each other. She had just nicer frosting. He was in need of a loan.
Yes.
I was telling her, you know, you gave me this as a gift.
Can I play a voicemail, please?
Absolutely.
And I don't owe you a goddamn dime. You slank, stinking motherfucker.
Aren't you embarrassed?
Not really.
You have a nasty potty mouth.
This is Judy Justice. Bonita Roberts is suing her former friend, Kevin Burt, for a loan, harassment, and personal threats.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 3113, Robert versus Burt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Roberts, you and Mr. Burt became friends because you were living in the same community.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, the defendant at some point told you that he was in need of a loan.
Yes.
And you made that loan to him. And what was the amount of that loan?
It was $190.
And he paid you back?
No.
Well, according to your complaint, you had, in fact, loaned him money in the past, and he had paid you back.
Yes, he did.
Okay, and that was $2,000.
Yep, $2,000 one time, $300 another.
And then there came a time in December of last year when Mr. Burt again said that his account was a little overdrawn.
Yes.
And he asked you if you could loan him that money.
Yes, and he would pay me back the following day.
And you did.
Yes, I sent him $190 through Zelle.
And you, as a matter of fact, acknowledged that she did, in fact, give you $190.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that $190 you have not given back to her.
No, Your Honor.
So now I don't know what you guys are drinking, but now you're each suing each other for $10,000. You want money owed for repayment of the loan, that's $190. And the rest for harassment and threats of bodily harm.
And defamation of character.
No, that's not in here. That's in your fantasy world. So let's start with this, Mr. Burt. She gave you $190.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why didn't you give it back to her?
Because it was a gift.
Did you ever give her a gift that was worth $190?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like what?
I'd take her to dinner. At the steakhouse, I would buy the dinners. It would be well over $300.
How many times did you do that?
We went to the steakhouse a couple of times.
Okay. Tell me about the phone call that you made to her indicating your account was overdrawn.
Yeah, I called her up. I was trying to get a payday loan. I called her from the payday lender place and told her I needed $190.
And what did she say to you?
She said, okay, I'll send it to you by Zelle.
Okay. Did she tell you when she needed it back?
No, she didn't.
Okay. Now, at some point, she started to ask you for this money, this $190. When was that?
I think it was sometime around Christmas, I believe.
And what did you tell her?
I didn't really tell her anything. I was just kind of like ignoring her, you know, because I'm
Well,
like,
she was asking you, when can I have my $190 back, and you were ignoring her.
Yeah, I'm like, this was a gift. I was telling her, you know, you gave me this as a gift.
Okay. Well, a gift is something that you usually buy or give to somebody without being asked. You actually called her and asked her for the money.
Correct.
You know, that would be like Sarah saying to me, I want this particular bag and I don't have money for it right now. Can you send it to me? And I send her the money, and then she says, well, that was a gift because you sent it. I mean, she's done that, but not exactly. Okay, so we have $190. Now, I want you to get from $190, Miss Roberts, to $10,000, and I want you to get there in 3 minutes or less.
Can I play a voicemail, please?
Absolutely, and this is going to be a $9,810
$10, yes.
voicemail.
This is the first voicemail.
Hey, I got your phone call. Don't call me before 12 o'clock in the afternoon anymore, bitch. Like you, I don't work. I'm fully retired. And furthermore, you were calling me about your mother $200. Well, I just wanted to let you know you got your $200 worth on Christmas Day when you hurt my dog and you hurt me. I'm not giving you a dime. So you can kiss my ass, get the out of my life. The way you treated me on Christmas, the way you tried to humiliate me, the only thing you did was you lost your $200 and you lost a friend. I trusted you. And all of a sudden you went rogue psycho mother bitch on me.
Okay, I already told you, you have your $190 and he has a bad potty mouth.
Okay.
So after you got that message from him and he told you you're out of my life. Whatever it was, you had some sort of a bad Christmas. Don't call me anymore. I don't want to know from you anymore. You did something. You humiliated me. You hurt my dog. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. What did you do?
I didn't do anything because I kept getting voicemail.
Just a second. So you didn't contact him again?
I sent an email saying how hurt I was,
just a
but
second.
I didn't call him, no.
Well, do you have the email?
Yeah, I do.
I'd like to see it. So you sent him an email after you got this message. May I see? You have it written?
Yes.
I'd like to see it. Okay. This is a very nice email, Mr. Burt. So far, it's a very nice email. I'm going to read it out loud. It said, just so you can hear how ridiculous you get when you're inebriated, I really pray that you get some help. This has to stop. I have only been a good person to and for you, and you turn around and say these nasty things to me because you don't want to pay me back. I've always been there for you whenever you were in need, loaning you money when you need it. For you to make up a bunch of lies, it truly breaks my heart. And I feel so sorry for you, but I will pray that God helps you get a peaceful, calm space where you don't require liquid courage and possibly keep one good person around you. And she doesn't say anything nasty to you in this email, sir. It says, I will see you in court because I'm not going to allow you to steal money from me. I really thought we were friends. Bonnie, lovely, lovely email. If I got that message from you, sir, I would not have sent you this, except she probably knows that you're a drunk and that she felt sorry for you. On Christmas Day, did you go out and buy yourself a little pint of vodka?
Yes, I did.
And bring it, but shut.
Sorry.
Does it look like I need help from you?
You don't.
Okay, good.
Bonita Roberts claims her former friend, Kevin Burt, refuses to pay back a loan and harassed her. Kevin is countersuing Bonita for filing a false restraining order and emotional distress.
So what you did was nasty. What you did was nasty. Now, it may have clouded your judgment that you did have liquid courage. I don't know what you needed courage from. She wasn't doing anything bad to you. Okay, so far, that's not worth a nickel. That. It's just a bad potty mouth. You knew he was drunk. He said, I feel sorry for you, but I'm going to take you to court. You already won your $190.
Okay.
Okay? We're getting to $10,000. Now, you say that he threatened you.
He did.
And it's on a voicemail.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to hear the threatening one so far.
Okay.
It's just
I'll
potty mouth.
First of all, can I just, a little backstory. I had knee surgery. He threatened to harm my knees.
Okay, I'm
When
listening.
I asked for the money back, then this is what really bothered me.
I just got the notice from Wells Fargo of you begging for $190. I'm going to call Wells Fargo and I'm going to let them know that I don't owe you a dime, you broke-ass bitch. And you better keep your communication with me either by phone or by email. Because if you ever show up at my house, God help you. I'm going straight for the knees.
Okay, got it. Aren't you embarrassed?
No, Your Honor, Miss Roberts started needling me about not being around her, ignoring her calls after I got the loan, which I didn't. I was actually in the hospital after I suffered 3 incidents of cardiac arrest on July the 22nd.
Listen to me.
He's lying.
Shh. You should be embarrassed by those phone messages that you left her while you were drunk. And if you tell me you weren't drunk, that's twice as bad. You understand? That's not the kind of communication that a grown-up adult has with another grown-up adult, especially when you get this kind of an email in response.
Well, in that email,
just a second.
In that email, she stated that I could barely take care of myself.
Well, clearly you can't. If she said it, it's true.
No, it's not true.
Yes, it's true.
Well,
Mr. Burke,
It's very
Mr.
true.
Okay. Okay. So they're nasty messages. She knows that when you left those messages, you were drunk. You know that, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you know that he said, don't ever come to his house, because if you come to his house, he's going right for the knees.
And I was very vulnerable because I had just had surgery.
I get it. You weren't going to his house either.
I wasn't.
Okay. But at some point, you filed for protective order against him. And that's his counterclaim for $10,000 that you filed for a protective order against him and that was ultimately dismissed.
Yes.
As I would dismiss it if I were hearing this application for a protective order. In any event, I don't like the messages that you sent to her, so your counterclaim's dismissed. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you can't hold your liquor, don't drink. If you're retired and you sleep until noon because you're drunk every day, that's not a smart thing for you. And if you've been in the hospital because of cardiac arrest, it's twice as not smart for you, right?
Right.
Yeah, right, unless you can't stop. If you can't stop, check into Betty Ford. Judgment for the plaintiff, and I'm awarding you $500 because I wouldn't like to listen to those messages either. $190 for what he owes you, and the rest is because you have a nasty potty mouth. We're done here. Thank you.
Court is adjourned.
You should have stopped calling me.
I spent 39 years of my life in the courtroom. I have heard cases where the truth screamed yet remained invisible, and others where lies stood so calmly that people mistook them for honesty. I have watched mothers cry for their sons, sons avoid their father's eyes, and sometimes I have seen people lose to themselves. But on the morning of February 14, 2018, the woman standing before me did not look guilty or innocent. She simply looked broken. The case was titled, State vs. Maria Elena Grant. The charge, armed robbery. Location, a small pharmacy in the old part of the city. Amount, $312 in cash. And a toy gun. There was an unusual silence in the courtroom, perhaps because when people hear armed robbery, they imagine a dangerous, ruthless criminal. But Maria Grant was a thin 34-year-old woman, her hair tied in a messy bun, dark shadows beneath her eyes from lack of sleep. She stood in an orange inmate uniform, but her hands were not shaking. She was staring ahead with empty eyes. I opened the file. According to the CCTV footage at 8:17 p.m. on January 9, Maria entered the store. She pointed a gun at the cashier and said, "Open the register, now." The cashier immediately handed over the money. Maria took the cash, grabbed a bag of medication from behind the counter and ran. 5 blocks later, the police arrested her. The gun was plastic. I looked up. "Ms. Grant, you are charged with armed robbery. How do you plead?" She answered softly, "I took the money. And the guns. It wasn't real. But you presented it as real." She lowered her head, "Yes." The prosecutor stood. "Your Honor, whether the weapon was real or not, the defendant created fear. The cashier believed her life was in danger. This is a serious crime." I nodded. That was true. Then I asked, "Why did you do it?" She remained silent for a moment. People in the courtroom shifted uneasily. Then she said, "Because I had no other choice." I had heard that sentence before, often it was exaggerated. I reviewed the background in the file. Maria had been a nurse until 3 years ago. After that, terminated. Reason: repeated absences. Further review revealed that her 8-year-old son, Samuel, suffered from a rare blood disorder. His treatment was expensive. Her insurance had lapsed. Her husband had died in a car accident 2 years earlier. "Would you like to tell the court why you took the money and the medication?" I asked gently. Her voice began to break. "Sam's medication had run out. The doctor said he couldn't miss even one day. I asked everyone for help: church, community centers, relatives. No one had that kind of money." The prosecutor immediately said, "Poverty is not a justification for crime." I gestured for silence. "Why didn't you speak to the hospital?" I asked. "I did. They said no more medication until the previous bill was paid." Whispers filled the courtroom. "And the guns?" "It was my son's toy." The room fell still. The cashier was called to testify. She was about 20 years old. Her hands trembled as she spoke. "I thought I was going to die," she said. Her eyes, they didn't look angry, they were just empty. Empty. As if everything inside had been taken out. The arresting officer testified that when Maria was caught, she wasn't running. She was sitting in an alley crying. The money was still with her. The medication was in her bag. I told the officer, "Please take the medicine to my son," Maria said quietly. The prosecution argued that the elements of the crime were clear. Fear had been created, money had been taken, a weapon had been displayed. Toy or not, the intent was to intimidate. The defense presented a different picture. They submitted medical records. Samuel Grant required a specific injection every 2 weeks, cost $600. Maria had sold her car. She had mortgaged her home. She had even sold her late husband's wedding ring. Her bank statement showed $14 remaining in her account. "Did you know this was a crime?" I asked. "Yes." "And you did it anyway, why?" She looked directly at me. "Because I'm a mother." That answer is not written in law books, but it is understood everywhere in the world. The jury deliberated for 2 days. The verdict: guilty of armed robbery. Because even if the weapon was fake, the fear was real. Sentencing was my responsibility. I asked Maria to stand. "Ms. Grant, you committed a serious crime. You placed an innocent person in fear for her life. Under the law, the minimum sentence for this offense is 5 years in prison." Her lips trembled. Her son was not present in court, he was in the hospital. I paused for a moment. Then I said, "However, the court must also consider circumstances. You have no prior criminal record. You did not resist arrest. Your motive was not personal gain but medical necessity." The prosecutor looked uneasy. I delivered my decision. "The court sentences you to 5 years in prison. However, that sentence is suspended. Instead, you will serve 3 years of probation, complete 2,000 hours of community service, and attend mandatory financial counseling. You must fully repay the amount taken, and you must write a formal apology to the cashier." The courtroom held its breath. If you violate any condition, the suspended sentence will be imposed. Tears streamed down Maria's face. She was not sobbing loudly, just crying quietly. The cashier lowered her head. Finally, I said, "This court does not accept poverty as a justification for crime, but it also recognizes that sometimes people are pushed against a wall. You made a wrong decision. Now you must correct it with right ones." The gavel struck. Maria was not handcuffed, she walked out on her own. And that day, I learned again that justice is not always black and white. Sometimes it stands between a hungry child and a frightened cashier. And a judge must decide not only with the law, but with conscience.